All right. Okay, today we have three practitioners with us. The first one is Chelsea Miyashiro, and the second one is Claire Song, and the third one is David Langfelder. Okay, hi. I would like to introduce them to you because all of them are TCM practitioners. Some of them are focusing on just acupuncture, but all of them have a unique background you would like to know. And they all have, something specific they would like to integrate TCM into so that they can actually help people. Okay, let's start with Chelsea. So Chelsea, can you tell us more about yourself, your background and why you choose acupuncture? What do you think, how would you integrate this with, psychology? That's your background, right? And to help people. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so my name is Chelsea, and I'm an acupuncturist. And right now I'm getting my master's in counseling psychology to become a mental health counselor. And I'm trying to integrate the Eastern and Western medicines together. And yeah, when I was younger, I had kind of dealt with some mental health stuff like anxiety. And I found that the combination of acupuncture and like psychotherapy helps like a lot more than just like therapy on its own. And I was just really intrigued by this. So that's why I decided to kind of do this for my career, to do both paths to kind of integrate the two. And I found like a few things that acupuncture really helps with in terms of like psychological and mental health. So like, first of all, a lot of times I think when people have like are dealing with emotional issues, it's because like people, at our core, we're trying to survive. So our nervous system comes in and our fight and flight helps us, when we feel like we're in danger. And a lot of times, when we're younger, we're kind of conditioned in many ways when we face like a threat or something, like something scary happens, then our fight or flight begins to go off. But as people get older, this becomes a problem because your fight or flight is kind of chronically going off, and you kind of have like chronic stress going on, just like dealing with regular life issues. And then people kind of develop these like mental health disorders and things like that. But I found that like in my practice now, I'm getting a lot of women especially coming in with like PTSD and all these different types of mental disorders. And what I found is that using acupuncture, it can really help the body learn to kind of regulate the nervous system again. So kind of bring it back to this homeostasis. And then like we know, like the mind and the body. Well, in TCM, we know the mind and the body is like very connected almost as one. So if we're having these like emotional issues, then we're also having these like physical issues as well. Like a big one, I think, is like in TCM, we know it as like the spleen governs digestion, and it also kind of corresponds to the intellect, cognitive functioning. In Western medicine, it's known as like the brain-gut connection, where the enteric nervous system is in the gut, but it's also like always communicating with the brain. So in psychology, like a big topic, I guess, that is studied is that, people with like autoimmune diseases or like IBS, GI problems, like acid reflux, it's often correlated to having like depression or like ADHD, all these different types of mental health problems. So they're saying like this connection. And I feel like where TCM or acupuncture can come in is again, it's very good for helping the body with these physical issues. Like, as we know as practitioners, a lot of people come in for like stomach problems, GI issues, constipation, diarrhea, all those kinds of things. And kind of by like healing that stuff, we're helping that enteric nervous system in the gut so that it's having like a healthier connection with like the mental emotional brain. And then also in TCM, we look at things are like holistic. So like we're seeing organs not just as like these functional body parts, but they also have like these correspondences with a lot of things. And I think one of the important things to cover with the integration of psychology and Eastern medicine is that like the organs all correspond to different emotions. So for example, like for myself as an example, when I was younger, I would just like hold in a lot of my emotions and I would like overthink a lot, like ruminate. And in TCM, those are kind of related to both like the liver, which we call like liver Qi stagnation, and kind of holding in a lot of things. And then also the spleen function, because people, we say like people who are overthinking a lot, it kind of damages the spleen or the digestion in TCM. So when I have clients, it's kind of like a little tool that I can use, because when I'm observing them and maybe they're presenting like, okay, this person is having digestion issues, or this person maybe has like liver issues, or has some problems with like expressing themselves, or anger, another one that has to do with the liver, then I can go in with like acupuncture and kind of do the points to help those organs. But simultaneously, it's also helping these emotional aspects of the person as well. And then kind of like the last thing I found was another big topic of research in psychology is like, what's it called? Neuroplasticity, basically meaning like our brains, even as adults, we can learn things and we can change the structures of the brain, but that also leads to like functional change as well. So like if we grow up maybe learning like to have more of a negative mindset or see everything in like a negative way, then that kind of trains our brains to like form these neurons and synapses and things that are kind of, that's how we like see our life, and that's how our behavior kind of follows those things. But in psychology, like a really big topic right now, I guess, is they're seeing that they used to think that when we're younger, or like our brains can't really learn as much anymore as adults, but actually it can. And we can, it's hard, but like we can learn new ways to like think and behave. It's difficult, but it can happen. And this in turn helps us with like processing the frontal lobe part of our brain, which is in charge of problem solving or being able to navigate your emotions better, mindfulness, things like that. Because when we're always acting or in like an emotional state, then it's hard to kind of access that part of the brain that can help us be mindful. And a lot of people, it's like very, what's it called, biological. Like people are kind of trying to struggle against their own biology. It's not at a conscious level. It's like these internal processes that are happening inside. So I think that TCM acupuncture can come in because there is research showing that acupuncture can actually help like neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, especially when we see like stroke victims. That's like a big example, I think, to kind of get that like cognitive function back. But so yeah, I think in a lot of ways, these two things can really complement each other.
Sure. Well, thank you. That's very detailed. And actually, I think you have firsthand experience in, basically using acupuncture to treat eating disorder, right? That I think a lot of your patients will have the problem. And to us, it's always the balance between wood and earth, if you remember, the liver and the spleen. But anyway, so it's a big thing. I do believe in psychology, TCM can help a lot. Well, thank you, Chelsea. That's very detailed, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay.